So I think that sort of moving that model into the political arena, there's a lot of us in this progressive movement, those of us who embrace progressive ideas, who still wait at home, being angry at the other side, hoping that they'll make the change, or that somebody else will force them to change. And you hear this typically on the polemical discussions on talk radio, on both sides, going back and forth. And there's a kind of violent undertone to all of that, and a kind of an intolerance, going back and forth on both sides. It's the kind of thing that you see in dysfunctional families, where people are well-intentioned, but everybody would like to see the other side change. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, when that happens, nobody really changes. There's only conflict. Nothing ever changes. In fact, it simply increases the enmity, increases conflict, increases misunderstanding, and then people get locked further into their positions.
Right.
And so again, in order for that to shift, there has to be, and if you want that to shift, there has to be some member of the family that's going to say, okay, I'm not going to expect other people to change. I need to focus on finding some way in which I gain some space from my own automatic reaction, my knee-jerk reaction to situations, to say, you need to change. I need to figure out perhaps a different way to respond to that situation. And then what you find in families is that some movement can happen. And so taking that idea and taking that model into the political arena, whether you're a conservative or a liberal, we all use gas. We all go to work. We're all set in some kind of, most of us anywhere, in corporate model or another. We use plastic. We go to Whole Foods. We order organic food made in Mexico or some other, New Zealand or Australia. That all has to be shipped here somehow by some vehicle that uses gasoline. And so while we participate in that consumption, we're still waiting for someone else to make the move, or we're spending a lot of time in our living rooms talking about our wonderful ideas and philosophies about how better it would be if this could be so and so, if it were otherwise than it is. And so, of course, nothing changes. And so I wonder if one way to bring about some change is to think about, first of all, little ways in which, well, first of all, to think about what our values actually are. And then to see how we actually are consistent with our values.